All right, let's jump right into this explainer. If you've ever felt like the traditional financial advice you hear just doesn't quite match the reality of your actual monthly bills, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're totally tearing down the old, outdated rules, and we are building a modern safety net for the world you actually live in today.
Real quick, before we get too deep into the numbers, you know the drill. This explainer is strictly for educational purposes. It's not financial advice. Your situation is entirely unique to you, so definitely consult a licensed professional before making any major money moves. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into the reality of things.
I want you to picture this. You're driving to work, boom, your car breaks down. The mechanic says the repair bill is $1,400. You open your savings app and you've got exactly $1,000 in your emergency fund, simply because that's what every personal finance guru told you to save, right? Well, now you're $400 short, so you have to throw the rest on a credit card charging 21% interest. Just like that, the safety net you spent months building has a massive hole in it. If that sounds familiar, believe me, you're not alone. 43% of Americans can't even cover a $1,000 surprise from their savings. And for the 57% who can, honestly, $1,000 stopped being enough years ago.
So, to fix this, here's our blueprint for today. We're covering 1. The $1,000 myth, 2. Real costs of 2026, 3. Calculate your actual number, 4. The 3-tier system, 5. Where to park your cash, and 6. How to build it fast. We're giving you a very structured step-by-step approach to get this done.
Okay, Section 1. The $1,000 myth and why old advice is failing. Before we even talk about what you should have saved, we've got to look honestly at where most Americans actually are right now, because context absolutely matters here.
Look at this. This is actually wild. We saw a dramatic 50% drop in median savings in just a single year. Back in 2025, the median was $10,000. In 2026, it absolutely plummeted to $5,000. America's emergency savings took a massive hit. Right now, 58% of Americans say saving for emergencies feels almost impossible. And you know what? They're not wrong. With 78% of people feeling the squeeze of inflation on their finances, trying to build a cushion when living costs are totally outpacing wages is genuinely just harder today.
And the trickle-down effect of that is honestly pretty scary. It is staggering to realize that 1 in 3 Americans, literally 33% of us, would have to borrow money or go into debt just to handle an ordinary life event. We're talking a broken furnace, a single car repair, or one quick ER visit. These aren't wild, once-in-a-lifetime catastrophes. They're just life.
Which brings us to Section 2, Real Costs of 2026, the shocking price of emergencies today. That old $1,000 rule? It was created for a world where things just cost a lot less. Let's look at the reality.
On the medical front, $1,000 doesn't even cover an ambulance ride anymore. Those are averaging between $1,200 and $2,000 now. A standard ER visit? That'll run you $1,500 to $3,000 even after insurance. And if you actually have to stay in the hospital, you're looking at an average out-of-pocket cost of over $10,000.
And it's the exact same story with your vehicle. Common repairs, brakes, and alternator are easily between $500 and $1,500. But what if you have a major breakdown, like your transmission goes out? That can cost up to $5,000. And think about it. If your car is your income, like if you drive for a rideshare or just have a job where you can't work remotely, that isn't just a massive bill. It's a literal, direct hit to your livelihood.
But the biggest, absolutely most terrifying reality of 2026? Job loss. The average time it takes an unemployed American to find a new job right now is 5 full months. Let's say your essential monthly expenses are $4,000. That means you need $20,000 just to survive a job search without drowning in debt. In that scenario, a $1,000 fund covers less than 2 weeks of survival. 2 weeks!
Okay, I know generic numbers can just cause total paralysis, so let's move to Section 3. Calculate your actual number, customizing your safety net. We're going to figure out exactly what your specific life requires. All right, the absolutely crucial point here is following these 3 steps. Step 1, calculate your bare-bones survival number. We are talking rent, utilities, basic groceries, insurance, and minimum debt payments. That's it. No Netflix, no dining out. Let's say that comes to $3,500. Step 2, multiply that by 3 to get your absolute floor, so $10,500, or multiply by 6 for a full target of $21,000. Finally, step 3, adjust for risk. You're going to want to add extra buffer months if you have dependents, if you're a single-income household, or if you have unpredictable freelance income.
Now, depending on your personal risk adjustments, your target can actually get pretty large.
Like, Investopedia states the average American family should have $35,000 saved up for a 6-month target. I know, that number might feel completely overwhelming right now. But remember, you don't have to hit it overnight. You just need to know what you're aiming at, because knowing your true target is the only way you'll ever actually hit it.
So, Section 4, the 3-tier system, building your fund in manageable layers. To stop you from feeling completely paralyzed by that massive goal, we're going to break this down using a highly structured system.
It's kind of like building a house. You start with Tier 1, a $2,000 liquid foundation. That's for the flat tires, the prescriptions, stuff you need instant access for. And hey, having just this alone is associated with a 21% increase in financial well-being. Once that's done, you move to Tier 2, your 3-month core fund. This is for the bigger hits, like a short stint of unemployment or medical bills. Finally, you build the Tier 3, 6-month roof for total peace of mind against major layoffs. The secret? Don't try to fund all 3 at once. Hit Tier 1, celebrate a little, and then move on to Tier 2.
All right, Section 5, where to park your cash, because location truly matters for your safety net. Once you actually start building these tiers, a critical mistake people make is putting the money in the completely wrong place.
Okay, let's look at what not to do first. Do not leave your emergency fund sitting in your checking account. It earns absolutely nothing, and honestly, you'll probably just accidentally spend it. And absolutely never put your emergency fund in the stock market. Market crashes often happen at the exact same time as mass job losses, and you do not want to be forced to liquidate your investments at a 20% loss right when you lose your job. Instead, use a high-yield savings account, or HYSA, for Tiers 2 and 3. It keeps the cash stable, FDIC insured, and slightly out of your everyday reach. Keep your Tier 1 at your normal bank for instant access, but put the rest in that HYSA.
And here is exactly why that matters so much. By parking your core fund in a top HYSA paying around 4.39% right now, you're earning real interest. On a $12,000 balance, you're literally making about $480 a year just for having your safety net sitting in the right location. Your money is actually working for you while it waits to protect you. How great is that? Finally, Section 6, how to build it fast with actionable tactics for tight budgets. Because the big question is, how do you actually build this thing when 58% of Americans feel like saving is totally impossible right now?
Well, first up, you can actually build your Tier 1 buffer in just over a year using the $50 a week method. That's literally just cutting 2 dinners out a week, which yields $2,600 a year. Second, automate a savings transfer on payday. Make it so your fund grows without you having to use willpower every single time. Third, funnel all your windfalls like tax refunds and bonuses straight into this fund. And finally, do a 30-day spending audit. The average American spends over $200 a month on subscriptions they barely even use. Cancel 3 of them and redirect that cash automatically.
But look, we all know you can only cut so much. Alongside trimming those expenses, experts heavily recommend finding ways to increase your income. Bringing in even an extra $300 a month, whether that's from a side hustle, selling some unused items, or picking up a few extra hours, can literally cut the time it takes to fully fund your Tier 2 in half. All right, now that you've got the entire blueprint, I really want to hear from you. Head down to the comments and answer this honestly. There is absolutely zero judgment here. How many months of expenses do you currently have saved up? Are you at 0, 1 month, 3 months? Let's get a conversation going and see where the community is at.
Listen, an emergency fund isn't glamorous, but without it, every single minor setback turns into a debt spiral. With it, a bad month just stays a bad month. If this explainer helped demystify your safety net today, please do hit that like button, share it with a friend who might need it, and subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive. We're posting every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So I'll leave you with this one last thought. Knowing that the $1,000 rule is officially dead, what is the very first step you're going to take today to start building your true 2026 safety net? Stay focused, keep learning, and I will see you in the next explainer.